Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube. What? Famous now. Available in 2021. The album, Dad AF. Rock on! Boost! Gold Dust Woman! How are you guys doing today? Happy Thursday. You've made it halfway through the week, and it's almost the beginning of March. I cannot believe it. I bit the side of my mouth the other night, and so I'm lisping again, and I sound very similar to how I sounded when I was a little kid, which you can imagine just did such wonders for me, having this wonderful lisp. It was really nice. I got a comment yesterday on my video, and somebody said he couldn't be any cuter, and now he has a lisp. And I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. I love that. So you guys just leave me the nicest comments, and I just want to say I really, really appreciate it. And you know, my voice, it's interesting because my voice is something that I've always been like, I've always had an issue with my voice, you know, and people always made fun of my voice. And then I got on YouTube, and at the beginning of YouTube, people would say things like, you know, like, you're an old man and you sound like a valley girl. Why do you talk like that? And then on my vlog, I started vlogging, and there were so many people that were like, oh my God, I listen to your vlog every night before I go to bed. It's like people tell me to start a podcast. I'm like, I have my vlog. I vlog for an hour to an hour and a half every night. And people are like, your voice is so soothing, and it just helps me fall asleep at night. And I'm like, this is so crazy. This voice that people have called annoying and, you know, all this kind of stuff my entire life. Now people are telling me that they find it soothing and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like the coolest thing. And you guys are so nice to me. You just are so incredibly nice to me. And I want to say thank you. So I just wanted to jump on here today, and I'm getting ready to go over to my good Judy's and pick her up. And we have our emotional sobriety meeting tonight that we go to. So I'm really excited about that. And it's kind of like Tuesdays and Thursdays now have become kind of our thing. And so I wanted to jump on here really quick and do a little drama video for y'all. Grandma's drama. Over here at Grandma's Drama. That's what we're calling this from now on. Are y'all here for drama class? Do you have your number 2 pencils? Then I'm going to go over to, because there's going to be a Scantron test at the end. Don't forget to put your name on it like I used to do when I was growing up. Then I'm going to go over to my Peterisms channel, and I'm going to film a meditation book where I read from one of these 3 meditation books. Melody Beatty, who is my absolute fave. She wrote Codependent No More. This is her sister book, The Language of Letting Go. Listen, I have been reading and reading and reading. You guys, I have already read 25 books this year, and 24, I'm on my 25th book right now. I just finished Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, which is, oh my God, put me through it. I mean, one of the most unbelievable books I have ever read in my entire life. Trigger warning, it is about some very serious topics. And then I started this book today, which is a debut by, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Zach Sala, and it's called Let's Get Back to the Party. And it's about these 2 gay guys that were friends when they were like in elementary school, and they meet up later in life. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. And it talks a lot about ageism in the gay community and getting older in the gay community. And like getting married. It all takes place around marriage equality. So if that's something that you're looking for, go check it out. It's called Let's Get Back to the Party. Anyway, I just put it up on my Instagram. So go over and follow my Instagram. I try to be really active over there. How are you guys doing today? Are you having a good day? Let me get my lip gloss on, my Celine from Lunar Beauty, and we are going to get right into the drama. Speaking of beauty products, let's talk about Miss Jaclyn Hill. So Jaclyn had the release of the mystery boxes, which there was all kinds of grandma's drama, grandma's drama about all that. You know, I've covered that because I'm a deep investigative reporter of the world. Oh my God. But no, about how there weren't enough mystery boxes and they sold out in like a minute before, you know, the website went live, and people were complaining about that and all this kind of stuff. I really think in retrospect, it was either one of 2 things. It was either a complete error, number one, although they're just... The reason it's hard to say that in watching all this kind of stuff, and you guys, you know I like Jaclyn, I really do, and I try to give her the benefit of the doubt, especially since I think she received some of the harshest criticism ever over a release when other people have very similar problems and they have not received. I mean, Jeffree Stars has very similar issues to Jaclyn Hill's lipsticks and hasn't received anywhere near the criticism that she has. So now I try to be pretty fair to her. And, you know, like, the problem is it's either a complete mistake or it was a marketing gimmick, right? To get everybody talking about her new releases and what's going on and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, the problem is that Jaclyn always has some kind of, like, her releases, her launches are always botched some way. And she's lost a lot of fans because of that. And that's where I say, like, you have to be really, really careful about all this kind of stuff. You can be the best influencer in the entire world. You can have the greatest fandom in the entire world. But if you don't have your business stuff set up, of which she did address, and she came out later and said, we're trying to get the website set up so that next time this doesn't happen that way, you know? I think you have to be really careful because you will lose people, you know? If I sat on a website 3 to 4 times and never was able to purchase a product, I would give up trying. I just would be like, I'm not trying anymore. And that's just me, but... So anyway, I wanted to talk about Jaclyn because... Jaclyn Hill just came out today and on Jaclyn Cosmetics and showed her newest product. Hold on a second. Where is my receipts? Whitney! You ready for it? Whatever you want, anything you want done, baby. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. All right, Jaclyn Hill, yesterday, she posted this tweet, and she said, on the flight home, such a quick and successful trip. Can't wait for you guys to see everything coming up in the next few months for Jaclyn Cosmetics. Earning your trust back in 2021 is all I care about. And, you know, and she put a little prayer emojis with, like, the hands this way and then the hands this way. You know, it's interesting to me that she actually addressed this. And I think this is fantastic on Jaclyn's part, that she actually said, I'm trying to earn your trust back. Instead of just acting like all these people do. What? Who? Me? Issues? I love that Jaclyn came out and actually said, listen, you guys, I'm trying to earn your trust back. I'm doing the best that I can. And I really, you know, in all of this, Jaclyn trying to be relatable to her audience for the last, you know, few years, which I don't know that she really understands. It's like, you know, Jaclyn will stand there in her car or stand there in her car. She'll, you know, stand there in the kitchen or sit in her car or whatever, and she's like, you know, going through McDonald's, getting a Diet Coke, trying to be relatable to everybody while she's carrying, you know, a $30,000 Birkin and wearing a $100,000, you know, watch. And it's like, okay, girl, pull it in, okay? You're not that relatable to the rest of us out there that can't afford those things. But when she comes out and she says, like, I'm trying to earn your trust, I think it really shows her as a human being. And I think it's what she should say. I think she should start sharing from her heart and not just, people hate me, people are coming for me, whatever. But these kind of moments, I think, are really poignant for Jaclyn to say, hey, listen, you guys, I realize I screwed up. And she doesn't need to continue to say it over and over and over again. Let's just have a release and a launch. Fingers crossed. I am so praying for Jaclyn Hill to have an unflawed release with all of this. I noticed that somebody responded to her and said, look at the difference in reaction when you stay engaged. Running and hiding is never the answer. Good for you. I like you and want to see you succeed. And, you know, that's exactly how I feel about it too, you know? So many of these people run from the issues, hide from the issues. Shane Dawson is a perfect example of this. We're going to talk about him in just a second because Trisha Paytas is back to calling them out hard again. You know, and it's interesting because I went over and I was like looking at some responses, and Shane and Ryland are getting hit so hard right now in a way that I didn't even realize it. So I want to talk about that in just a second. But that's a good example of people that just kind of hide from the issue. Jeffree Star is another person that is just hidden from the issues and doesn't address the issues, you know? And when you do that, that's fine, okay? But people get used to it after a while. And the thing is that you're going to slowly, one by one, lose people. You know, it's like yesterday I read a comment that I had received on a video that somebody said I used to be part of that 40% that was like, you know, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with Jeffree Star, but I can no longer support him. You know, I think this is the thing that these people forget, right? And I've said this for a really long time, is that these numbers of subscribers, even when you're on the level of 16 million, 21 million, you know, subscribers, or getting 1 million views of video and things like that, the thing that you have to remember is when you look at a video and it has 1.1 million views on it or 5 million views on it, okay? That's not 5 million views. That's 5 million people clicking your video to watch your video, okay? Which equals, as Gabby Hanna calls it, engagement. Somebody's gotta be the villain all the time! Whatever. But anyway, those are actual human beings that are sitting there, okay? And I've said this in so much in the last couple of weeks because I really, really believe this. Those are people that are giving you their time throughout their day, and they're just, you know, like, I don't know. It's just so cool to me that people actually choose to watch my videos. And so when I look at those numbers and like, listen, I'm not a BS artist. I make videos because I want people to watch them. So when I get a lot of views on a video, it makes me very, very happy, right? But I've never forgotten for 1 second that each view equals a person sitting there pushing play, watching my video, right? Like, that's really important for these people to remember, and I think they forget that sometimes. It's like they don't feel like they owe anybody anything. Well, when you start losing one here, and one there, and one here, and one there, of all of these people that you don't consider people, you just call them views, subscribers, and purchases for your products, after a while, those one here, one there, whatever, they add up, and all of a sudden, you've lost an audience of people, right? Because you've forgotten that there are actual people that are watching you, that have minds that are thinking through these things. They're not just numbers, and I think people forget that. So then Jaclyn came out today, and she released on her Twitter and on Instagram and everywhere, Jaclyn Cosmetics, what their newest release, and here I'm going to show it to you. I mean, I just took screenshots of the, what do you call it, the little ad campaign commercial, and it says, the first one comes out and it says, a bronze to blush over. And then the next one comes out and it says, bronze and blushing duo. So it's a bronze and blushing duo. And then here you can see what it looks like. This is what the packaging looks like. So, you know, very interesting that that's her first product that she is releasing. Now, Jaclyn came out and she addressed it. Hold on, I want to get to her for a second. Jaclyn Hill, Jeffree Star, Jaclyn Hill, Manny MUA. Hey, Manny. Nikki Tutorials. I keep on forgetting the words to this song. Laura Lee. Oh, I forgot James Charles. Hi, sisters. So anyway, Jaclyn came out and she said, hold on a second. Where is this? She came out and she posted it. She said, I'm emotional over your response in my DMs over my new collection. I'm so excited and grateful. And people were really, really supportive of her underneath here. Okay, I just saw something where, what is this? Okay, so anyway, it goes on and on and on. She's kind of like... Jaclyn, okay, somebody posted, please stop recording yourself helping the homeless. I have no idea what this is in reference to, so if this is like a big deal that somebody put this video out today, I have no idea who that is, okay? And Jaclyn Hill retweeted it and said, seriously though, you don't need to document the nice things you do for people all the time. I live by this. And I actually do too. It's called altruism, and I talk about it on my vlog a lot. I really don't understand. It's like, for me, when Jeffree Star comes out and he's like cash apping people, like, you could do that and like, you could just pick somebody out and DM them and say, I want to cash app you some money. Like, you don't have to come out and show and tell about all that stuff. It's a really bad look to me. You know, altruism is selfless acts that you don't tell anybody out about, you know? And I say on my vlog, you know, like every day, I don't say it every day anymore, but I used to, but my outro was so long. I'd say, you know, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. You know, just do it because it's the right thing to do. Just do it because it's the nice thing to do in your heart, you know? I think there's this need for influencers and YouTubers to constantly show the world, look at me, I'm such a great person, you know? And I don't really, that's really not the point of doing it. I'm just going to tell you. I mean, I think we've all bought a coffee for somebody at Starbucks and would pulled away and kind of looked in the rearview mirror like, do they see me? Do they see me? You know, but like, that's not the point of it. Just do it because it's the nice thing to do. You know, just do it because it's the right thing to do. So that's Jaclyn Hill's release. What do you guys think about that? Are you going to buy it? I think a lot of people are really, really excited about it. So we'll see what happens with that. And all right, let's get into the next topic. Trisha Paytas is calling out Ryland Adams again. Okay, now, she did this on TikTok, and it's got music in the background. Woo! I need some coffee. She put this up on the TikTok, and she put music in the background, so I can't play the whole thing for you. But I took screenshots of it. Hold on a second. I always forget, like, am I in my receipts, Whitney, or am I in the actual Twitter? So let me get out of this. Okay, so she goes into this little TikTok thing. She shows this. She starts talking about Ryland from the very get-go, and you'll have to go watch it on her TikTok, okay? She does this thing about, like, animorphs or something like that. But then she says the same thing that she said the other day. And she was like, who is Ryland Adams? You don't know who he is? Oh, boo-boo. He's this person that is engaged to Shane Dawson, and I guess that gives him some relevancy, okay? She totally shades the hell out of him. But then she comes out, and she calls out his merch. And so she shows this picture here, and that's the sip, and this is one of his new pieces of merch. This is his sweatshirt that she shows. And then the next thing she shows is she goes, oh, this reminds me of one of my favorite brands. And she goes up there and she shows this sweatshirt that says Girls Don't Cry on it. And it's literally almost the exact same font, color, everything. I mean, it's identical, okay, almost when you look at it. A lot of people are having stuff to say about this. I went over to the Beauty Guru Reddit and people are calling him out for this, left and right. And it's, you know, again, and let's not forget, okay, that this, when people are like, this is not that big of a deal, it's just a font, blah, 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 whatever, okay? I think those are things that you have to be very, very careful with. That's like why when I came up with the designs for my merch, which, listen, okay, I don't claim to have the finest merch in the entire world, but I like my merch, okay? And I worked with a fantastic graphic artist. Her name is Caroline. Hey, Caroline, how are you? And, you know, and I had her come up with stuff that was individual to me. And I really looked at it to make sure that it didn't look like anything else. And I have to tell you, honest to God, if somebody came to me and said, this looks exactly like my merch that I had out before you, I don't know if you stole it, whatever, I would say, what do you want me to do? I'll take it down immediately. Like, if you want me to take it down immediately, I will, right? And, you know, and these people invest all this money into the killer merch, because, of course, he's using killer merch, Jeffree Star's company. And it was funny, because I said that in my video yesterday, and somebody said, because I said he's putting money in Jeffree Star's pocket, and somebody commented and said, he's not putting any money in Jeffree Star's pocket because nobody's buying this merch, which I'm sure some people out there are buying his merch. There are a lot of Ryland Adams fans out there still, and Shane Dawson fans. But, you know, that's how I would handle the situation. I've never understood this whole situation where people get all up in arms and I didn't steal this and I didn't whatever, and they're so like holding true to their colored blocks, James Charles sweatshirts and whatever. I'm just like, seriously, like if that person has such a huge issue with it, let it go. Just like do the right thing and say, okay, yeah, I totally see that my merch looks like yours. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry, you know, and I'll take it down. And what do you want me to do? You tell me what you want me to do and I'll try to make it right, you know? So I've never understood that. But people are literally coming for Ryland Adams in this comment, which, you know, I kind of thought that, like, Ryland Adams, like, I knew that he had received some backlash for this whole Shane Dawson thing, but don't trade me. And don't trade me on that either. Do you remember? I think he still has that up on his Twitter. Should we look and see? Is that his last tweet? No, his last tweet is, I'm feeling lost, or something like that, because it was him clickbaiting that video that he did with Lizzie. Ryland Adams. Kind of surprised he doesn't have me blocked. The last video, he's putting up his videos over here. Does he still have Don't Trade Me? Hold on a second. Please tell me he does. Where is it at? Don't Trade Me. Come on. Please don't tell me you took that down. We're down to October. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, here it is, 6/30/20. Not today, MFers. Do not trade me right now. This is my first time at the rodeo. And then he said, try. Well, I kind of love that he leaves it up, though, honestly. Oh, my God. Does his fiance still follow me? Here is Shane Dawson. Oh, Shane Dawson still follows me. I can't believe it. Anyway, you know, the one thing out of all this I have to say is I kind of am jealous of Shane Dawson that he doesn't have to get on Twitter all the time. I do. I hate the Twitter. It's so toxic. People are so mean on the Twitter. And it's so funny because, like, people will tag me in something, like, oh, they'll send me a DM, and they'll say, did you see that so-and-so said this to you, like, on Twitter? I'm like, no. Because I very rarely go in and read my notifications and stuff. So people are over there, they're hating on me on Twitter, and I don't even know it. But no, I get a lot of love over there on the Twitter, too. And so I try to go in there, and I try to, like, retweet the really nice things and stuff like that. But, like, half the time that people are, like, say mean stuff to me or whatever, I don't even know it, because I don't get on it that much, you know? So anyway, I just, like, it's so toxic to me. Like, last night, I was, like, in my car, and I was, like, going through it, and I, like, pulled into my driveway after I vlogged, and I was like, okay, I mean, true story, you guys. I was like, I have to find one positive post before I can go inside the house. And I had to go like 30 posts down. Okay, it was so negative and toxic. Anyway, did y'all hear about, oh my God, you guys, this is so horrific. I want to make sure that I get it right. Oh my God, OnlyFans is trending. Okay, did you guys hear about Lady Gaga? I want to say this really quick because this is absolutely heartbreaking. Lady Gaga's dog, I think it was her dog walker, had got shot. And, oh, here it is. TMZ, let me read this for you. Lady Gaga, dog walker shot, bulldog stolen, $500,000 offered for return. Lady Gaga's dogs were targeted by thieves Wednesday night. Thieves who shot her dog walker and stole 2 of her French bulldogs. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ, and we're told Gaga is offering $500,000 for the return of her dogs. No questions asked. The dog walker had 3 of Gaga's bulldogs out in Hollywood just before 10 p.m. when one gunman and possibly more came upon him. We don't know what was said, but the dog walker was shot, and the gunman made off with 2 of the dogs. Named Koji and Gustav. There are reports that there were, God, I think it's so sad and tragic, isn't it? So anyway, best of luck to Lady Gaga and her dog walker. Horrible, absolutely horrible. God, what a cruel, weird world we live in, you know? Anyway, so I wanted to go over here really quick and read to you guys some of the things about the Beauty Guru Reddit that they said. Someone said, everyone's saying Trisha needs to get over this, which has been a comment that has been brought up on a regular basis. It was a 10-year relationship that ended, and it's only been 2 months. Shane and Ryland have proven they will continue to ignore any and all backlash. They live in a bubble of their egos. Shane and Ryland want her to be silent and move on so they don't have to take any responsibility. So why not poke the bear and expose the hypocrisy? Trisha isn't scream crying on the kitchen floor. She's tainting their holy image and giving them a taste of their own medicine, which they 100% deserve. Someone said, 100% agree. Trisha bringing up the dumb SHI to Ryland and Shane do also prevents that the YouTube community forgets how horrible they are. So it's talking about the importance of continuing to bring it up because people will forget eventually. Someone said, I can't believe he even risked talking crap on her, knowing how she would feel and react as her best friend and family and someone he would die for. You'd think he'd be more sensitive and aware of her triggers. And it goes on and on and on. And because she goes in to talk about the sip at the beginning of it too and all this kind of stuff. If you go to the top of this, it's interesting because a lot of people have things to say about the sip. Someone said, I don't even understand a theft for something that simple. Like you can just open a logo maker app like Shopify's and have a legally licensed vector file for $10. It really does take a special lack of ethics to do this. And people go on and on and on and say stuff. There was something that somebody was saying about, they're talking about the picture of tea pouring over his head. People were saying something about the Tea podcast itself. Also, Ryland was the one who started an entire podcast about industry gossip, yet can't handle industry gossip about him or his fiance. Pot. Kettle's calling is asking that you stop calling it black. Thanks. He wants to profit off of and spread gossip, but when the tables are turned in the vicious cycle that is popular media being consumed by us who love drama turns the attention to him, it's all of a sudden bad. And let's not forget for 1 second that Shane Dawson put not just 1, not just 2, not just 3, but many drama channels in his series. He has shouted out many drama channels in the past, including myself, and was very intrigued by, drama channels. And, even, people speculated that Morgan was a drama channel behind the scenes and things like that. So you have this whole huge interest in the drama channel community, but now we're the worst thing in the entire world and you don't want to be part of drama when it shows up to your doorstep. Okay, all right. Trisha Paytas is going to keep on calling them out. Anyway, I had a couple people bring to my attention that if you go over to Ryland Adams' Instagram, I thought this was interesting. And he literally hardly ever posts anymore. But if you go over to Ryland Adams' Instagram, literally everything he posts over there is just flooded with negative comments, you guys. And I went to the first post that he has, which is actually, most of his posts these days are just about his podcast. But celebrity hypnotist blows our minds and our cameraman's dirty secret, link in bio. I will say he's not deleting comments over here, because when you go underneath here, it's just literally a screenshot of the thumbnail. Someone says, I want to create a podcast and talk about hot topics, but I don't want to be talked about, LMFAO. And somebody else laughs at that. Someone said, I got to be honest, I was a supporter of the podcast and your content, but I personally think you need to effing apologize to Trish. She's not perfect, but I trust her more than you or Shane. You won't, though, and I got to say, this downfall is disappointing. Sincerely, no longer a supporter or follower. And somebody said, disgusting but not surprising. Unfortunately, Ryland is under Shane's spell. He is a victim of sociopath. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. Someone said, I respect your opinion. And people are saying they're saying it in a very nice way underneath here. Someone said, we ain't forget. Someone said, I stopped watching Ryland like 7 months ago. He seems like a nice guy, but doesn't have it. There's nothing interesting about his videos, and it's just weird to see the numbers on his channel. I don't understand why people want to watch or listen. I'm a Shane fan, but that doesn't mean to pretend like I am so amazed by Ryland's videos. Someone said, Ryland reminds me of someone who loves drama and talks crap about people behind their backs, but hates being involved and will cry. All these people are saying that they're just there for Shane. Someone said, okay, somebody's complimenting Lizzie. Someone said, I'm watching already. That channel is called something about Shane Dawson. They have a Shane Dawson in their title. Just address the situation and apologize. You all really called him out. I can't get past 10 minutes of this. I'm so freaking bored. Someone said, I hear McDonald's be hiring for $10 an hour. I mean, okay, it's the avoiding the big elephant in the room for me. Your merch is literally, this was a day ago too, before Trisha made this Tik Tok. Your merch is literally the same as Girls Don't Cry by Verity. Okay, well here's the website. Oh, here it is, Verity. It is. Oh man, yeah. Okay. So it's V-E-R-D-Y. Here, I'll show it up here. Well, here, I'll just show it to you right here. Verity. You can go check it out. V-E-R-D-Y. And they're getting a lot of nice comments in here, too. I love the podcast so much. Y'all are so pretty. It looks so pretty when you guys are recording outside. Love the episode. But then there's a lot of negative comments in here, too. Why did you leak your own nudes and then get mad about it? LMAO. Credit, you ripped off their brand. We didn't forget. You POS. I mean, it goes on and on and on. What's interesting is when you go to the next post, okay, which is him showing his merch that with he and Lizzie, the comments are ruthless under here, you guys. Someone said, hard pass. I'd buy one, but you all be putting Jeffrey on your podcast, so I'm going to pass. Too bad y'all gaslighted Trish and friends with Jeffrey, LMAO. Someone said it gives me the Jeffree Star vibes and I don't like it. LOL no, LOL no thanks. Stop acting like this drama is just going to blow over. Okay, there was a lot of lint on Lizzie's sweatshirt, so people are calling it out and saying, where's the lint roller, where's the lint roller? Someone said, damn, I used to really like y'all. I used to support you and Shane, but you've had so many opportunities to be better people, like the instance with Trisha, but you continue to choose Jeffrey and money. I'm so sad, but you guys have changed, and I don't feel comfortable supporting you anymore. People are not being ruthless. They're saying things in a very nice way. I forgot I was still following you guys. My bad. Let me click my Gucci slippers together and wish away your page and drama, sis. Whoo! These are so close to Jeffrey's merch. The Frenemies merch will be so much better. Oh, interesting that they said that. Okay, gives me Jeffrey vibes. He's clearly his biggest supporter on the show. Trisha wears the merch drop. Let me give money to the poor, they say. They're making fun of Jeffree Star, basically saying that he doesn't have to rent his house. Oop, didn't realize I was still following Ryland on here with peace and love. It's a hard no from me. I stopped listening because of how you guys treated Trisha. I'd rather buy Frenemies merch. The show where we can't handle our own tea when it's hot, but we love spilling everyone else's. LOL, no thanks. Forgot I followed you. I'm literally reading these right down. I would buy this if your podcast was actually good. Treat your real friends like crap. Still have your merch with killer merch. Bad. All bad. So they're getting really, really negative comments from this. And you know what I think is interesting is that in all truth and reality, Ryland is getting so much negativity and backlash because of his association with being engaged to Shane Dawson, right? It's kind of surprising to me that Shane Dawson, out of his love for Ryland, I mean, he came out on his Instagram story and he posted about, Ryland's podcast and how excited he was for him. He has to see that the reason that Ryland's getting all this backlash is because of him. Ryland's career is being greatly negatively affected by Shane. It's kind of interesting to me that Shane hasn't come out and said, I understand that you guys are really, really upset with me. He could just post a picture and with a screenshot and put it on there. Every drama channel would cover it. Everybody would hear about it, so it would be out there. If he just posted a picture and said, I understand that you guys are really, really upset with me, and, in time I will address these things if he chooses to, or just say, I know you guys are upset with me, but please do not, come for Ryland with this. He doesn't really have anything to do with this. But the thing is, okay, is that now Ryland has made it about him because the way that he addressed the Trisha situation on the SIP, the fact that he's using killer merch for his merchandise company, he has now implicated himself in being part of all of this, right? And so it's like, before it was just like you were a bystander that was being affected by all this stuff with Shane, but now you've literally, made yourself part of this. I don't know, it's really sad to me. It's like these two people's inabilities to come out and just do the right thing. Like, again, here we are talking about the right thing. It's affecting their whole careers. And you guys, we're like 9 months out. I mean, I just saw that Shane posted the last thing on his Twitter in June. I think that was the apology video that he posted. We're like 9 months out from Shane's last social media interaction of any kind of like magnitude. I mean, yeah, he's been on, Instagram a couple times and things like that, but I'm talking about a video or anything. 9 months, right? Coming between 9 months and a year, and people are not forgetting this. People are not letting it go, and I really do not believe that they are going to let him forget this. I think it's going to greatly affect him. It's going to stop it right at 30 minutes. Oh my God, I was right at 30 minutes and I was almost getting ready to stop the whole video and then it stopped. But anyway, I don't think that people are going to let Shane forget this. And I think it's going to continue to follow him around. And I think that it's going to continue to affect his career and Ryland's career. We're already seeing Ryland's podcast numbers. They're not growing. They're not good. He's not getting a lot. I mean, unless it's changed a lot. I mean, I looked at it the other day and it was like 100 and something thousand on his last podcast. When it started, he was getting a lot of, views on his podcast, like 400,000 or something like that. But he's not getting that anymore. Hold on a second. Let's see the video. Okay, a day ago, 82,000 views. 158,000 views from a week ago. 195,000 views from 2 weeks ago. I mean, they're progressively going down and down and down. I think people are just kind of over it at this point. And I think the fact that they never came out and addressed it is such it's not just a bad look as like an influencer or a YouTuber. It's such a bad look as a human being, okay? And really to think about this, that this is where, to me, like this whole situation is so crazy, okay? Trisha Paytas' friendship with Shane Dawson was ruined over the Jeffree Star and Hair by Jay situation, okay? The situation with Shane was already really bad. But the thing that is taking diehard Shane fans and making them just run for the hills from Shane is literally his treatment of Trisha Paytas, because that was the one person whose back he always had, right? So the Trisha situation is what's really affecting him and Ryland negatively now, okay, on top of everything else. But it's like really like the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, okay? Then you got Jeffree Star over here a month later, like back in baby's arms again with Hair by Jay, acting like nothing ever happened. And Ryland is using him as a merch company. It's like, y'all are a bunch of fools over there. You don't see this. You're literally like getting screwed so hard. And you are not. It's really sad to me because it shows me that it's all about money. But it also shows me that he sold his soul for Jeffree Star, and Jeffree Star could care less about them. It's very, very obvious. Because if he did, he would do anything to prevent this situation, which like initiated the whole thing, from coming back to haunt Shane Dawson. But Shane Dawson looks like a fool in all of this. I'm sorry, he does, okay? When you look at it that way, Jeffree Star's over here living his best life with Hair by Jay, which initiated the whole thing. Shane Dawson's over here being affected by Trisha Paytas continuing to come out and call them out, and Jeffree Star doesn't care. That's really sad to me, okay? So, be careful who you align yourself with. Be careful which friends you choose to stand by. Anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.